Welcome to the Amato Report, now airing on 70 local TV stations across America, in addition to the Roku channel at Your America TV, as well as several websites, including YourAmericanMedia.com. As you know, what we want to do is we bring you the candidates across America who are running for office so you can get to know them and see who they are. Joining me at this time, Congressional candidate from Virginia's District 10. He's a retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel, a former strategic analyst, and a current small business owner. Let's welcome and let's meet Sam Wong. Sam, good to have you with us.
Thank you, Rick.
Sam, tell us a little bit about yourself. Why are you running, first of all?
Well, I'm running for Congress in Virginia's District 10 because the people deserve an elected official that will place their interests above politics and party. And I'm that person.
You know, that's a strong message. It's a beautiful message. But what's going on there? Why are you saying that the people's interests need to be placed up above party and above politics? Because it sounds like that's not happening, according to what you said.
Well, especially in Northern Virginia and District 10, the federal workforce is suffering. They're going under the second government shutdown where Congress is withholding the paychecks of FEMA, DHS, air traffic controllers, and they're having a hard time paying the bills and having to take out loans and even tap into their savings just to get by.
What percentage of the population are federal workers there in District 10 in Virginia?
Well, over 50%, Rick. I'm talking about federal workers, military, and contractors. And so they make up a very important demographic in the area, and they need to be represented properly.
Has that sitting congressman, he has voted twice, 2 or 3 times to vote to shut down the government. Is that correct?
Yes, 2 times so far, indeed. And it's just creating more problems for the people in Virginia, especially in Northern Virginia, District 10. And this is unacceptable because of all agencies that have been shut down, for example, is the Homeland Security. And it was stood up to prevent 9/11 from ever happening again. And so the Congressman Suhas is playing with fire in Russian roulette to allow another terrorist attack, and he's going to have blood on his hands.
Sam, that's a strong message you have. That's one of the reasons why I say I think you're a special candidate. In our remaining 30 seconds, you know, you're a retired lieutenant colonel. You're a former strategic analyst. You're a current small business owner. In the remaining few moments here, tell our viewers what it is that you think makes you qualified to go in and prevent politics going over the interests of the people.
Well, I got Doge myself, and so I'm trying to protect those others that are working in the federal workforce, in government contracting, and the military, because I've been there, I've been in those same shoes, and that Congress's inaction is unacceptable, and we need some change. And a person like me that will defend the hardworking people of District 10, Virginia.
All right, your website, Sam.
Well, to learn more, go on wongforcongress.com.
Sam Wong, congressional candidate, District 10, Virginia. Strong message, strong background. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, welcome back to the Amato Report. We decided to keep Sam Wong with us. We just interviewed him a moment ago in a quick 3-minute interview. We're going to go deeper. Sam is a Virginia District 10 candidate running for Congress. He's a retired lieutenant colonel from the U.S. Army, a former strategic analyst, and a current small business owner. He says he is going to put the people's interests first before politics. And he points out that in District 10 in Virginia, over half the population are federal workers, and the current congressman has voted twice to shut down the government and shut down their paychecks. Sam, I appreciate you staying over and joining us. Um, you know, your background. What is it? A lot of people may not know what a strategic analyst is. Tell us what your background is in that regard and what you believe you bring to the table, given your depth of experience.
Rick, I served in national security positions for the last 3 decades, 28 years active duty in the U.S. Army, and 20 of that in the defense intelligence community. So I gave an oath, sworn to defend the country and defend the people. And now that I've retired, I'm going to continue to serve the people because, like you explained, Congress is not doing their job. And while people suffer, especially when their paychecks are withheld during the holidays, during Thanksgiving, and through Christmas, not knowing if they can pay the rent and had to figure out whether to buy gifts for their loved ones or have to pay the mortgage. And that is a risk we can't take.
Yeah. And Sam, I've heard you described as a moderate Republican. I've heard you in interviews where you say you will reach across the aisle. That's music to a lot of people's ears to hear a member of Congress, regardless of party, reaching across the aisle. In fact, it was John Fetterman who recently, before the State of the Union address, asked his fellow Democrats not to scream, not to yell, because it makes the party look bad, makes the nation look bad. Tell us what you mean by reaching across the aisle, about your philosophy there.
Well, the House of Representatives is part of our three branches of government, and most importantly, to represent the people doesn't mean it represents a party. Yeah. And so that's what I mean. At the end of the day, we're Americans, and I sworn to an oath when I joined the Army to serve and protect the Constitution of the United States and its people.
I think it's a strong message. I think it's just me, perhaps, but I think more and more Americans are looking for members of Congress and the Senate who can put their interests first, and B, reach across the aisle and make common sense decisions. Because I feel we're lacking common sense today. One of the key issues, as you said, is protecting the workers from government shutdown in that district. I also understand that data centers are an issue in your campaign and in that area of Virginia. Talk about that, please.
Rick, the data centers is a very important part of our national security in that AI race against China and Russia. We can't live without them, but also we can't live with them at the moment. There is a recent poll that Virginians would rather live next to a highway than an AI data center because they're encroaching on residential and agricultural properties, driving up property prices that it's almost unaffordable. Houses that at the starter level used to be around 500,000. You'll be lucky to find them in the 800s right now in District 10, Virginia. And we need to bring those prices down. And as congressman, I will reach across the aisle to find out what we can do to bring in those federal dollars into District 10, improve the infrastructure, namely that these hyperscalers, AI data centers have to generate their own power and also provide a surplus to help bring the cost of energy down to the community so everyone can live and coexist. We can have data centers and also lower prices in energy.
Strong point there. Sam Wong. Uh, you mentioned the key issues being preventing the government shutdown, putting people's interests first, as well as the data centers. What are the people telling you when you go out and meet the voters? Is that what they're telling you are the key issues, or are they telling you that plus others?
Well, they're telling me that the prices are too high. Virginians are paying too much for gas, groceries, healthcare, and housing. And then the Democrats who ran on promising affordability only to deliver the direct opposite and introducing 50 new taxes. And so in Congress, I will make sure that we provide tax incentives, tax breaks to the people of Virginia to District 10 and try to mitigate the high cost of living in Virginia by offsetting and bringing some support and relief from Congress.
Strong stuff, Sam Wong. Again, my guest is Sam Wong. He's running for Congress as a Republican in Virginia District 10. It's been described by many as a moderate Republican, and he himself says he believes in reaching across the aisle to do what's in the best interest of the people. Sam, coming back to a question I asked earlier, if you could elaborate, a strategic analyst, that's part of your background. A lot of people may not understand precisely what that means. Can you give us an idea of what that means in terms of your background? Because it could bring something to the table in terms of what you're qualified to do as a representative.
Yes, Rick. The U.S. Army picked me to go get a degree in master's the science of strategic intelligence. That prepared me to be able to be a planner, where I looked into adversaries and other foreign countries for their strengths and weaknesses. So using that knowledge, I'm able to analyze the strengths and weaknesses within our own country and try to give some foresight and predictions into the future. And I want to bring some strategic planning that will set Virginia District 10 maybe up to 50 to 100 years in terms of improving its infrastructure, improving its safety, and also improving its transportation. So we're not bouncing from one continuing resolution to another, that in Congress, I will reach across the aisles to build a budget so we can have some predictive spending and spend it wisely on the infrastructure and in District 10.
Wow, good message, Sam. Sam, we are about out of time. I'll give you the final 30 seconds here. Any final message you'd like to leave with our viewers and the constituents in Virginia District 10?
Well, Rick, I want to reach out to the constituents, the people of Virginia District 10, because you already know the person you voted for into Congress, Congressman Suhas, voted 2 times to withhold your paycheck. And now you have a choice. You can choose me, and I will stick up for the federal workers, the military, and contractors, and I will ensure that you will never get your paycheck withheld. And if that's the case, you can kiss your paycheck goodbye by voting for Congressman Suhas. So go to wongforcongress.com, and I'll be there for you. Thank you.
Sam Wong, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rick.
There he is, Sam Wong, Congressional District Virginia 10. Back after this.